Hi, this is Ira Gorlick, and I wanted to see how quickly I could build a WordPress website from start to finish. Now, if you don't know anything about websites, I would say to build a website, it's going to take you hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. This is something that I've been working on for a long time, so I knew what to do. I just wanted to see how quickly, if you know what you're doing, how quickly it would take to get a WordPress website from zero to something that looks pretty good. And it took me 20 minutes. So take a look at what I did. And I'm going to have all of these steps going to be expanded so that each one, if you're a beginner, you can step through it. I'll help you as a beginner to know, how you get to these steps. If you're intermediate, then hopefully I'll help you. And if you're advanced and you see how I do this, maybe you can offer some suggestions. I think the key here is to see how fast one could build a WordPress website. So take a listen to it, and if you like this kind of stuff, subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Okay, let's see how long it takes me to build a website. Scroll down and I add a site. So this is using my hosts. One click, and then every host is going to be a little bit different, it's going to be different in terms of how this does it. So this is iPage, and this is their one-click install. So I've got other videos about how to sign up for a host and how to pick URLs and all those other things that have to be done prior to this. There's a lot of work that has to be done prior to this. This is actually the easiest step, is that once you have the URL and your host provides this one click, then you can just go online, and within minutes you have a website. There it is. So now I can get started. Not now. And this is my new website. So within a minute now I have a website on the URL that anybody could reach. But of course, that is just the first step. So I have to spend a lot of time on the dashboard. Let me talk about a few things. There's themes and there's plugins. I'm going to work on the plugins first. And the reason I do that is because even though it says it's finished, it's actually still loading stuff up. So I'm going to delete some of these files. And then in terms of posts, I like to delete the hello world. So I'm going to trash that. And then pages, all pages. I'm going to start building, I'm going to trash the sample page. I don't need that anymore. But I'm at a new page I'm going to call home page, and that's just going to be a header right now. Okay, now I'm going to go back to my go back to iPage. Interesting that it hasn't loaded up. I find that interesting. Okay, so let me go back here. Back to plugins. Let's see if I have any more installed plugins. Yep, there they are. So see, it takes a few minutes for, even though it says it's up, so I'm going to delete these. These plugins, and I've got a video, or I'll have a video on what plugins are and how they work, so you'll have a better handle on what's going on here. Once you figure out in terms of all the Mojo Marketplace, I definitely want to get rid of. That's something that iPage puts on to try to sell me stuff, so I'm going to delete that. Let me just see themes. Yeah, see, now you notice that there's a bunch more themes. So now let me go to FileZilla. Let me connect. I'm going to find my URL. It's right here, G4 Cloud. Under the URL, under WordPress, you're going to find content, and under content, you're going to find themes. I don't know why Divi's there. I'm going to delete it. And then I'm going to take Divi right here, and I'm going to load it up in themes. It's going to be 448, and while that's doing that, I'm going to go back over here to widgets, to plugins, install plugins. I'm going to add new. Now there's a number of plugins that we need to add. First one is security, so iThemes security, and it does that all the time. It wants to make that themes from iThemes, but that's no worries, so I just type that in. There it is, so I install that now. Now we're going to have a whole discussion on plugins, and there are all these plugins that you can use. I don't know if the ones I'm using are best. Hopefully, as part of the learning community, we can discuss this and find the best ones. These seem to work okay for me. In terms of security, I was using WordFence, but I found that I had trouble uploading or updating it. All right, so I've got security. I also need SEO help, so Yoast SEO. You can see here has 1 million active installs. And by the way, it's last updated 3 days ago, 1 million active installs, and then the star ratings are the 3 things you wouldn't look at for which plugins to use. Another one I need is for a sitemap that I have to build. I haven't been able to find a good, the theme I have doesn't do it well, so page. I use Page Builder by Site Origin. And page builders are pretty cool depending on the theme you're using. So this has a few little capabilities that my theme doesn't have. Let me just see how's my theme doing. Okay. Wow. Not sure why that is, but activate plugin. Okay, and let's see, security. Oh, I want to delete this. Why isn't that deleted yet? All right, the page builder. I need Yoast. Okay, the last one I need to add is Google Analytics. There's any number of good Google Analytics plugins. I use Google Analytics Dashboard. Activate that plugin. See. All right, so Divi has been loaded, so I go to Themes. These are all the themes. There's the Divi theme. I'm going to activate that. Look at my new site here. Okay. All right, so let me build the home page. This should be pretty easy. Home page edit. And again, this is going to depend on your theme. I use the Divi builder. Load from library. So it has some basic home pages. I'm going to use a home page basic. All right, let's see what that looks like. Oops, that's interesting. Okay. We need to go to settings. My fault, I need to do this. Reading for static front page and my home page. Now I go here. Okay, and there's the Divi basic theme. So essentially we're done now, but there's a few other things that we need to do. So let's go through back into the dashboard and fix our settings, which are important, the general settings. First thing you want to do is give it a name. So this is G4 Cloud Training Development. And by the way, the G4 comes from the 4 family members, my wife, myself, my son, and my daughter. Hopefully I'm trying to encourage them to start a business with me. And a tagline, building better communities. I also take out the www, because I like to just be able to say g4cloud.org without www. And in terms of time zones, I like to put in time zone, and I'm in Atlanta, so I'll use New York, so I'll save that. When you make some of these changes, it will try to log you out, but it's okay. Then in settings, the last one here is permalinks. I like post name. Save changes. Okay. Now let's go to pages again. I'm going to do a sitemap. Add a new page. Call it a sitemap. Now I'm not going to use the Divi Builder for this. I'm going to use the Site Origin page because I can't figure out how to add this Pages widget to a Divi. I'm going to have to find that out. So this works right now. I'm going to publish that. Now we're going to get into others about how to set up the parents and all those other things. This, by the way, also shows you the SEO stuff. I'd want to add things there. Okay, so now let's go to menus. Let's add the first one in as the, let me do a footer menu. Okay, I'm going to add the sitemap to the footer. I'm also going to do a custom link. I'm going to do login. And here I'm going to go g4cloud.org/WPADMIN. Add that to menu. I'm going to make that as my footer menu. Okay, I also want to add another. Another menu. So create a new menu. I want to have 3 menus total. This is I call a top menu. Create a menu. And here I'm going to do a custom link. Home. So I can get home wherever I am. Now I know I can use the logo, but a lot of people just like the home, so I just .org, add to menu, make that the secondary menu. So let's take a look at what we've got. We've got my home page, sitemap. I'm going to take that off from that. So I got my sitemap and my login. So let me fix this a little bit. There's the home. I want to take sitemap and uncharacterized off of the menu. So menu, I want main menu. Oh, what happened to the main menu? Oh, that's why, because I didn't create a main menu. Main menu. Create menu. All right, so here, what am I going to put the main menu? I haven't added anything yet, so interesting. So I'll make this the primary menu, and we'll leave it for now. It'll be blank. Now I'm going to add, I go to Divi, I want to add my logo and my favicon and shut everything off, so upload. And here I go to Bridge. I want logos. Find a good logo that I want. Let's use I'll use this one. It's not a great one, but I'll use it. And then set as logo. Then I want to get my favicon, upload a file, go back to Bridge. Where's my favicons? Favicons. I'll use G4 favicon, so take that and put that there. I also want to disable all the, eventually I'll put all these in. I'll have the Facebook and Twitter and all that. So I got my logo, it's got a favicon. I don't know where that is. Welcome to my website. Okay, two more things I want to figure out. Let me add a page here, just for my main menu. Let's call it About Us. Use the Divi Builder. Load from library. Let's see if they have. About Us. So I'll put that in. Add that. Go to menus. Main menu, About Us. Add to menu. Save menu. I'm going to do one more thing here. If you noticed, well, let me just show you here. On our site, we have Designed by Elegant Themes, powered by WordPress. I'm not a big fan of that, so the way you get rid of it, you go into the editor. You actually go to the editor. You find, and this is going to be different for every theme, but for Divi theme. And the documentation should tell you how to get rid of this. Here it is, the information. So I'm just going to replace that with 2016, copyright G4 Cloud. Update the file. And that's it. I've now built a web page. I'll see how long that took me. Thank you. Actually, I said that was, but I actually want to do a couple of things. Take a few minutes. I just checked. That was 20 minutes from when we started. So let me do, in terms of my installed plugins, a couple of things I want to do on my plugins. So the first one is the secure iTheme security. Let me set that up. Make sure there's a security check. Activate brute force. So that's done. But the real one I wanted to go over was Google Analytics. So here's Google Analytics. There's my settings. Authorize the plugin. Get access code. Allow. I get this code here. I put in the code here. Save access code. It's now going to ask me, okay, where do we want to go? And there's G4 Cloud. That's where I want it. So I'm going to save changes. Now watch this. This is very cool. Hopefully if this is going to work. So I'm going to go to Google Analytics. Actually, I want to go. I could have avoided the step. Okay, so I've got, where do I have G4 Cloud? Right here. I've got G4 Cloud. I go real time and I go to overview. Now, when I go to G4 Cloud, see if this works. Hopefully we'll see this pop up. There it is. That means that Google is tracking. I've got one person on, I'm tracking it, and that way I can track my usage on my website. That is very cool and very important. So now I'm done with my website.